Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to speak about a topic that is not only important but transformative: women's empowerment. Empowerment is more than a buzzword, it is the key to unlocking the full potential of half the world's population, and in doing so, building stronger, more just societies. Women's empowerment means giving women the tools, opportunities, and confidence to take control of their lives, make their own choices, and contribute fully to every sphere of life: social, economic, political, and cultural. Empowering women begins with education. When girls have access to quality education, they gain knowledge, skills, and a sense of self-worth that can change their futures and those of their families and communities. Education opens doors to better jobs, health awareness, and the ability to stand up for their rights. It is the foundation on which empowerment is built. But education alone is not enough. Women need opportunities to apply their talents and leadership in all fields. Whether it's in the boardroom, the classroom, the government, or the arts, women's voices and visions bring invaluable perspectives and innovations. Empowerment also means economic independence. When women have control over their finances and access to resources like credit and training, they can create livelihoods, support their families, and break cycles of poverty. Economic empowerment is not just about survival, it is about thriving, dreaming big, and shaping the future. It fosters confidence, autonomy, and dignity. Moreover, empowered women tend to invest more in their children's education and health, creating positive ripple effects that benefit entire communities. Social and political empowerment are equally vital. Women must have the freedom and opportunity to participate in decision-making processes that affect their lives and societies. This includes representation in politics, leadership roles, and community organizations. When women lead, policies tend to be more inclusive, addressing issues like education, healthcare, and social justice with greater sensitivity and effectiveness. Empowerment is also about breaking down harmful stereotypes and cultural norms that limit women's choices and aspirations. It involves fostering environments where women feel safe, respected, and valued. Women's empowerment is a collective responsibility. Men, communities, governments, and institutions all have a role to play in supporting and accelerating this process. By challenging biases, promoting equality, and creating enabling conditions, we can build a world where every woman can rise to her fullest potential. Women. Quote, S empowerment is a transformative concept that encompasses social, economic, political, and cultural dimensions. The first and foundational key to women's empowerment lies in education. Education is the most powerful tool to unlock a woman's potential. When girls and women have access to quality education, it enables them to acquire knowledge, develop critical thinking, and gain confidence. Education equips women with the skills necessary to participate fully in society and the economy, and it lays the groundwork for lifelong learning and personal growth. Beyond literacy and numeracy, education instills awareness about rights, health, and social issues, empowering women to make informed decisions about their lives. Globally, data shows that educated women tend to marry later, have fewer and healthier children, and are more likely to ensure their children receive education as well. This multiplier effect benefits families and communities, contributing to breaking cycles of poverty and inequality. However, barriers such as gender discrimination, poverty, and cultural biases continue to prevent many girls from accessing education. Addressing these barriers through policies, scholarships, and community engagement is crucial for sustainable empowerment. Closely linked to education is the critical aspect of economic empowerment. Economic independence is essential for women to gain control over their lives and futures. When women have access to employment opportunities, fair wages, and entrepreneurial resources, they can support themselves and their families, reducing dependence on others. Economic empowerment fosters a sense of dignity and self-worth as women become active contributors to their households and society. Furthermore, women's economic participation is proven to accelerate economic growth and development on a national scale. Despite this, many women face obstacles like wage gaps, occupational segregation, and lack of access to finance and markets. Closing these gaps requires concerted efforts to promote equal pay, enforce labor rights, provide skill development, and support women led businesses. Microfinance initiatives, mentorship programs, and digital platforms have also emerged as powerful tools to help women overcome financial barriers and create sustainable livelihoods. Ultimately, economic empowerment enables women to negotiate better terms in their personal and professional lives and increases their capacity to influence decision making processes. The third key point in women's empowerment is social and cultural empowerment, which involves transforming societal attitudes and norms that have historically limited women's roles and rights. Deep rooted patriarchy, gender stereotypes, and discriminatory practices continue to restrict women's freedom and opportunities in many parts of the world. Social empowerment means creating environments where women are respected, their voices are heard, and they can participate equally in community life. It includes combating gender-based violence, promoting legal protections, and encouraging men and boys to become allies in the pursuit of equality. Social empowerment also entails empowering women to challenge traditions and norms that inhibit their progress, whether through advocacy, awareness campaigns, or grassroots movements. When societies embrace gender equality as a shared value, women experience greater freedom to express themselves, pursue careers, and engage in public life. This cultural shift is essential for dismantling the systemic barriers that hold women back and for fostering inclusive communities where everyone can thrive. Finally, political empowerment is a crucial dimension that ensures women have a seat at the table where decisions affecting their lives are made. Political empowerment means not only the right to vote, but also active participation in leadership and governance at all levels, local, national, and global. When women engage in politics and policy making, they bring unique perspectives and priorities, often emphasizing social justice, healthcare, education, and family welfare. Increased women's representation leads to more inclusive policies and strengthens democratic processes. However, women remain underrepresented in political offices worldwide due to barriers such as discrimination, lack of support networks, and cultural constraints. Efforts to increase political empowerment include implementing gender quotas, supporting women candidates, and building leadership capacity. Political empowerment also involves educating women about their rights and encouraging civic participation. When women lead, societies benefit from more balanced governance and policies that address diverse needs. Political empowerment ultimately enables women to advocate effectively for themselves and others, shaping a future grounded in equality and justice. In summary, women's empowerment is a multidimensional process requiring concerted efforts across education, economic independence, social transformation, and political participation. Education opens doors to knowledge and self-confidence. Economic empowerment builds independence and influence. Social empowerment challenges harmful norms and fosters inclusion. And political empowerment ensures women's voices shape the policies and decisions that impact their lives. Together, these pillars create a strong foundation for women to thrive and contribute fully to society. Empowering women is not just a matter of fairness, it is essential for the progress, peace, and prosperity of communities and nations worldwide. By investing in these key areas and fostering supportive environments, we can unlock the full potential of women everywhere and build a more equitable world for generations to come. Most crucial and transformative pillars of women's empowerment is education. Education stands as a beacon of hope and a gateway to opportunity, fundamentally altering the trajectory of women's lives and by extension the lives of their families and communities. It is through education that women gain the knowledge, skills, and confidence necessary to navigate and influence the world around them. Access to quality education equips women with more than just literacy and numeracy. It empowers them to think critically, make informed decisions, and advocate for their rights. When a girl steps into a classroom, she steps into a realm of possibilities that can unlock her potential far beyond what society may have historically allowed. The benefits of educating girls are profound and wide-ranging. They extend from improved health outcomes and economic growth to stronger, more equitable societies. Educated women tend to marry later, have fewer and healthier children, and are more likely to ensure that their own children receive education. This creates a powerful multiplier effect that breaks cycles of poverty and underdevelopment. When girls are denied education due to poverty, cultural biases, or safety concerns, entire communities suffer the consequences. Thus, ensuring universal access to education for girls is not only a moral imperative but also an economic necessity. Education provides women with the tools to challenge and overcome structural inequalities that have historically marginalized them. It cultivates a sense of agency and self worth, allowing women to envision futures that were once unimaginable. When women are educated, they are more likely to enter the workforce, participate in politics, and lead social change initiatives. They become role models and leaders who inspire others, driving a virtuous cycle of empowerment. The scope of education as a tool for empowerment goes far beyond the traditional classroom setting. It includes formal schooling, vocational training, life skills education, and digital literacy. In today's rapidly changing world, digital skills have become especially important in bridging gender gaps in employment and entrepreneurship. Women who are digitally literate can access information, connect with networks, start businesses, and engage in civic activities more effectively. This broad conception of education addresses the diverse realities and aspirations of women across different contexts, equipping them with practical skills and confidence to seize opportunities and overcome barriers. However, despite the recognized importance of education, many girls and women around the world still face significant barriers to accessing it. Societal norms and gender stereotypes often prioritize boys' education over girls', especially in regions with limited resources. Early marriage and domestic responsibilities frequently interrupt or end a girl's education prematurely. In some cases, safety concerns in the way to school or within school environments themselves deter families from sending girls to class. The COVID-19 pandemic has also exacerbated educational disparities as remote learning was less accessible to girls in many communities due to lack of devices or internet connectivity. Overcoming these challenges requires not only building schools and providing scholarships but also engaging communities to shift attitudes and dismantle the cultural norms that undervalue girls' education. Governments and organizations around the world have made strides in addressing these issues with programs aimed at incentivizing girls' attendance, training female teachers, and creating safe and inclusive learning environments. Yet, continuous investment, innovative approaches, and political will are essential to ensure no girl is left behind. It is equally important to tailor educational content to be gender sensitive and relevant to girls' lives and aspirations. Curricula that include gender equality, reproductive health, leadership, and human rights empower girls to understand their value and potential and prepare them to participate fully in society. Moreover, education serves as a powerful tool to combat gender-based violence and discrimination. Knowledge about rights and laws enables women to recognize abuse and seek help. Education fosters self-esteem and assertiveness, helping women establish boundaries and resist coercion. It also promotes critical reflection on harmful traditions and practices, encouraging communities to embrace more equitable and respectful norms. In this way, education empowers women not only economically and socially but also personally and psychologically. The impact of education on women's empowerment resonates far beyond the individual. When women are empowered through education, entire societies benefit. Economically, countries with higher female literacy and education rates experience faster growth and poverty reduction. Socially educated women contribute to healthier families, stronger communities, and more inclusive governance. Politically, women with education are more likely to vote, participate in civic life, and run for office, leading to policies that address a broader range of social needs. Education creates informed citizens who can challenge injustice and build democratic societies rooted in equality. In conclusion, education is the cornerstone of women's empowerment, a powerful catalyst that transforms lives and societies alike. It opens doors, breaks barriers, and builds bridges to opportunity and dignity. Investing in girls' and women's education is investing in a future where equality is not just an aspiration but a reality. To empower women fully, we must ensure that every girl has access to quality education in safe and supportive environments. We must work tirelessly to eliminate the social, economic, and cultural barriers that stand in the way. Because when women are educated, they become architects of change, agents of progress, and leaders of hope, shaping a world where everyone can thrive in freedom, respect, and equality.